and detonate the opposition. cha1n versus Dramos as we get underway here for the opener.
Well, Dramos just going straight in for the orb to get himself center map. Wants to lock down the railgun. Not really dally about at all. So if I'm going versus cha1n, I need to be able to play that long range game as well as humanly possible. And there's more weapons, but it's the next rotation coming in. cha1n, yeah, he needs to aggress on this. Rocket's not bad at all. That's it. Oh my god, the lightning gun. Oh, and he even managed to starve Dramos of the heavy. That hurts a lot. Oh, I thought he was flying out of the map then.
Already a minute in, cha1n's got the opening frag on the board, and he looks to try and continuously add to that right now, as they're both staying fairly further away, playing around to try and gain the early map control. Dramos is actually incredibly close as well. cha1n sniffing him out, going in with the rockets to try and get the initiation off. That's a knife buck up into the air, and then the finisher as he lands the direct hit. Straight in as well, trying to play off the back of the spawns to get these kills with the LG. This could be tasty, the downward rocket. cha1n is looking absolutely outrageous already.
Yeah, he's trying to bring the speed. He wants that continuous pressure. There's going to be 10 seconds until the mega health. Did he hear him a moment? He needs to rush onto this mega. Rockets would be a bad spot to zone Dramos out of the mega health. But it's going to be too late to do that. And he has to have some respect. Looks for a little flick at the backside of that fight. Dramos is earning a little bit of respect in this, being able to escape the grips of cha1n. Only for a second, I barely finished the sentence, and already Dramos has just got to relinquish all attempts at getting onto the heavy.
There's been so many opportunities, Zoot, for Dramos to be annihilated. cha1n, though, gets tagged back up, gets given a taste of his own medicine with the railgun actually landing towards him and knocking him down fairly low. Both of them now have a moment in lieu to try and regenerate some health, fall back, and grab some additional armor and HP to play with as they add to their total stack. Is the Mega going the way of Dramos, though? He is trying to get himself an advantage here. Nice amount of ammunition across the board, though, for cha1n. He's also in a good spot to try and play around the map control. The railgun is ready. He's poised, but will he land the shot? Unfortunately not.
Reaction's still very quick from cha1n. I like that he's being aggressive, but he's not being over-aggressive. I feel like he's minimized, actually, quite a lot of risk when I was saying that he was a fairly high-risk player on occasion. He does need to keep that damage up. Hits a pretty important rail at the end to at least slow down the armor that Dramos is recuperating. But I think he really needs to have some presence on the heavy, be it from long range and trying to do damage like an angle here, or even trying to get a bit more up close and personal. But Dramos makes a great play. That rail shot is excellent. It means he can get a clean heavy armor. And now he can make a play for the mega health. After mega, he needs to be chasing cha1n.
Oh, that is a nicely delivered rail. First class mail on that one, instantly landing. Oh, the rockets as well are on point right now. cha1n just playing around the pole as he's going to force Dramos back, although it isn't going to be the victory that he so desired. That will finally be a kill on the board from Dramos.
Really nice work from him, actually. He picked the right time to fight. He knew that cha1n had to hit some great shots to slow him down. Oh, that heavy's not up for a second. He's still railable. Just second guessing whether or not he can even go for it. He definitely can't go for the mega health anymore. He maybe will get a rail shot off onto it. He hears it at least, so his timing is going to be perfect. And it's slow and steady. I mean, I think I've been getting conditioned to seeing these high fragging games because of, well, the last one, basically.
Yeah.
And we had a couple over on the EECIS side. But Dramos is really, he's trying to keep it slow, and he's trying to make sure that he makes optimal decisions.
The more strategic they approach this, the better it will be, because there is only a 2-kill lead currently for cha1n. It was almost elongated further as he landed a ridiculously filthy rail on quite a tight little pixel angle. But all of the rails right now are just so sublime. Everyone's being tagged up constantly. cha1n and Dramos have no chance to just try and have a bit of a rest. A further rail coming through as Dramos, he's hungry to try and get himself an additional kill on the board here, Zoot.
Oh, there's a drop there. cha1n, he shouldn't have been there. Maybe go over towards the sort of rocket ledge. Bit of an error descent. Okay, he still finds the rail somehow. I like what Dramos is being able to do at the moment. Giving good respect to cha1n, but he's playing a highly respectable game himself. If he can land that opening rail, then he knows he can start to push in and to be more aggressive. His timing has been excellent. Does not want to get hit by some of these spam rockets that can come out occasionally.
cha1n.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, so good from Dramis too. So patient. I love how he repositions to go underneath. Managed to get that opening lightning gun. Great use of the dire orb too. And executing. Control's being challenged by cha1n heavily, but cha1n needed to take some moments to get himself the weapons, and he still doesn't have the railgun as far as I know.
Well, now they're into a position where we're just coming up to the 6-minute mark. Both of them are sat at 3-3 in terms of the overall kills. Dramos caught in a very awkward firefight now, though, as he's brought down incredibly low. The bouncing rail that connects. The side swipe on that one. It was beautiful to land, but unfortunately it isn't going to save his bacon. He does still go down, left him toasted on the ground. And cha1n has the advantage once more, and he looks to try and add to that even further.
Whoa.
Going in on the aggression. He's low on rockets, but he's going to try and use them to his additional benefit. Grabs the extra armor as well. Starts to backpedal ever so slightly, and he might actually get the drop-off onto Dramos here.
Yeah, good position now for him.
Wow.
Oh my god, what a rail shot that was. The opportunistic with the angles. Spam. Oh, Dramis turns around and is like, nope. Don't want to be involved in any of this. Now Mega Health, actually, it's still up. cha1n he can go up the bounce pad, in fact. And Dramos realizes he can't take those risks. It's going to be a full chase, almost off the map. Rocket is flawless. And although Dramos has been putting up a good game, cha1n is starting to put up a better one.
Large and in charge, though, as he is just attempting to overthrow and overwhelm in every possible opportunity. The rails are just sickeningly good as well, constantly hitting them. That's his first real miss that we've seen in quite some time, as he has to try and slow it down now. He's thrown away the huge health lead that he had initially going into this fight, but again, it's another rail. These are the difference makers. The rocket could be what really ends things here for Dramos as well, as he's incredibly low. He's had to try and deviate from the aggression that he was taking towards cha1n to back off, resituate himself, and set himself back up with more HP to delve back into this firefight now.
Oh, Dramos is doing a great job, though, trying to get some semblance of control so he can challenge, but now he's got to start winning the aim fights. He finally gets a rail that's not immediately returned. I think he can continue the pressure up on the heavy, because cha1n is stuck down here for a second. This is a great attack from Dramos. He is going to secure another kill. His health and armor afterwards is not tragically low, but he needs to get over to that mega health. Start to perpetuate all the good things he's been doing. Seems he's super caught off guard there. It seemed the last thing he expected was for cha1n to be at the railgun.
It's just madness. Coming up to the 8-minute mark as well. Oh, the awkward fight between them both. cha1n trying to go in quite aggressive, but it works out so well. It's the rocket into the knock up the rail, into the follow-up rail as well, as he will not slow down, just sprinting headstrong on towards his enemy, as he overthrows them oh so easily with the rampant railgun skills.
Yeah, that's it, Dramos. He takes his eye off the mark for just a moment. You can see 2-3 frags have come straight in, and that possibility of a comeback seems to be quite distant now. Rocket's going to miss. He doesn't have the lightning gun himself, so he can't go for that fight. cha1n has given up quite a bit of damage in recent moments. Dramos has to... He just has to push, honestly. Even if he wants to wait for a rotation of items to pick up, he's just got to run at cha1n, hope to pick up a kill, then go to the items, and, well, hope really that the planets align.
Well, he's got a minute left here, Zoot. It's a bit of a stalemate on the opening confrontation as well, which makes it way more awkward for him. Dramos does get the mega health, but really what he needs is the mega firepower to be able to win this one. So the likelihood dwindles further and further as time goes by. An awkward miss coming out as well. Luckily we'll do a slight sliver of damage off from the LG. Forces cha1n to just play such a slow playstyle because all he wants to do is burn down the clock.
And he's doing a great job of that. Hitting a rail here and there. I think the Dramos maybe need to reorganize his priorities right at the end. I mean, even though the comeback was so difficult to make anyway, you've just got to limit the amount of resources you want to go for. Lightning gun there is glorious from cha1n. But there's just a couple of instances in there where Dramos just took his eye off the target. And, you know, he made a bit of a harder... He made, again, an assumption that he wouldn't be at the railgun in that one fight I was talking about.
Yeah.
He was... Walks right into all the damage, and then another two frags off the spawn happen immediately. is actually a pretty good game from Dramos, but we can see, I think, the focus, the experience, and the level that cha1n's bringing at the moment. So, GG's.
Yeah, cha1n going strong, really doing some damaging stuff throughout the course of that one. It looked like it was going to be a close affair in the initial few minutes, but as soon as cha1n got into the swing of things, there's just no stopping that man.
Yeah, completely. And seeing a 50% rail, 23 of 46, 2001 damage, 1250 damage over Dramos in the end. But yeah, I mean, the guy's rail's just bonkers. Just what can you do against that? I guess the answer would be Dramos, if he just kept his focus on all the possibilities rather than just a select few, he probably would have anticipated some of the rail shots that cha1n was trying to fire off at him.
It's hard though. Obviously, you've got to try and expect the unexpected, but in a situation where the man that is doing the unexpected is so ridiculous at it, it's really hard to get the upper hand to him. Although cha1n, if that's anything to go by, it looks like really this is going to be the cha1n show the whole way through, Zoo, because he was just so far ahead when it came to every one of the presumptions he was basing his fight off.
True. This was cha1n's map, I believe, so one would expect him to take the win. I'm curious how strong he'll be over on the next. I mean, there's some instances there of some really good plays. Dramos had plenty of good moments in there. And I honestly, it's one of those sayings where I think the game was closer than the score shows. But you know what Dramos did really well?
Go on.
He kept playing throughout the whole game.
Yeah.
He just kept it up. Like, we saw some dedication from it, which I think is has been something rare in the last couple of series.
You're not wrong.
I'll stop.
You're not wrong.
Promised.
I like it. It's good. But no, you are absolutely correct in the fact that in terms of how close this game actually was, it was a lot more of a tight affair compared to the actual finishing scoreline. Especially like the middle portion of the game was so tight in the way Dramos was playing it. They had very contrasting styles in the way they were actually going into those fights. So it's definitely providing us with a bit of an interesting one, potentially going into map 2.
No, indeed. I feel like I'm seeing a good level at them from them. It's just a case now of can Dramos step it up. His map, this is where he would expect to be taking points. If at any point during this series, obviously you want to get all the points, but this is the one where it's like, right, well, this is going to be my bread and butter. I'm going to make sure I do my best over here. And I think he's playing at a good level. I think he's got a chance to actually get this. I'd give him a sort of 40% chance to take this map, which is not terrible odds.
That's not too bad, Yeah. That's a gambling.
Considering I think there's a discrepancy in skill overall, but I think that Dramos has been growing as a player enough that he's buying these good opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, he's been looking all right. It wasn't too bad for him at all. It really just does depend on the playstyle that comes out from cha1n, because he does just look unstoppable, which is when it gets worrying, because if cha1n's having a good game, he is really going to start to just overthrow.
Yeah, cha1n's shape throughout Quake Champions has been a bit up and down. I think it's been gradually more up than down, and he's really been growing. I think a lot through the QPL. I think he didn't give the performance he could have at QuakeCon, but then we saw that from a couple of players as well. And I think cha1n is definitely not peaked yet, and that can be scary. That can be very scary for Dramos.
Oh yeah, if this is really just form that he can still add to, and he isn't even at the height of his career, then there's a whole lot more to give, which is, it's going to be scary. But we are into the action once more, thrown into the fray here as cha1n versus Dramos face off for the second time tonight. Will the outcome be any different, Zoo?
Well, cha1n playing Athena can be pretty slippery if your mobility's on. I think the Athena's going to... Never mind, I won't say it.
Oh, well.
As we can see, this Athena's got a frag on the board.
It's already kicking off, going straight into the action, pulling himself forward and trying to do some real damage here as the grapple's coming out to utilize the movement benefits that it does have.
Was that the slowest sort of turn to hit a rail that you've ever seen in your life? That was really unusual for cha1n.
It was cinematic.
Yeah, it was. It was incredibly cinematic. I was just expecting there to be a bit more urgency on it. But he's got a good start going, so no urgency needed right now. Control's looking great on his side. And he can easily sustain it. He might even be able to go for a kill. Dramos is up to a close, bit too hard, but cha1n's going to have to be very fast if he wants to get both of the major items. Yeah, I think there's no chance now. Dramos is right next to it, but the exit damage could be occurring.
I mean, he takes the high ground. He's looking to try and get the damage done at least to really start to punish Dramos from the position he's already in. Railgun coming through, but won't actually tag up his opponent in chain. Grapples his way across, leaping into action. Fires out the warning shots from the rocket initially. They're not actually going to be connecting. Oh, the direct hit though on the airball, but Dramos is the one that wins out.
I think cha1n was so surprised by the initial rocket that he hit that there's nothing computed afterwards. Dramos, oh, he gets caught out. Ledge grab, always ledge. Oh, he gets the kill anyway. I do not know how that turned around. That was pretty phenomenal. Oof. I love what Dramos did there, though. He didn't commit past that angle. He knew that he could be, yeah, in a place beyond return. But cha1n also some very level-headed plays there. Knows what Dramos is up to, anticipates it, cuts him off on the other side with his great mobility.
See, this is looking to be a whole lot more aggressive as well already. Both of them constantly now trying to butt heads against each other in the early game. It's unfortunate for Dramos, though, as he bites off way more than he can really chew there, going straight into cha1n. Headstrong with the LG, sparks flying everywhere, and more kills being added to his tally.
There's the bonus armor. There's going to be bonus health available for one of them. Oh, the rail hits. He can actually pretty much hook himself right in. There's some really cool moves that you can do with the hook on this map, actually. But it does require maybe a little bit of desire to take some risk. Oh, there's some nice damage from Dramos. He can keep him at bay, actually, getting rid of all of the armor now. Manages to fire back on the rails. Dramos has got a better position for the heavy. He's definitely in this map at the moment.
Well, 3 minutes and 20 in, Zoot. cha1n, right now just playing the smart play, though. Off the back of the control, has the Mega to work with, getting himself a little bit more speed as well, as he's going to go in nice and aggressive. Dramos is just holding, won't walk into the unknown without really trying to clear it out first. Little burst out from the tri-bolt, as he will fully commit around, but Dramos is already out of there. Look at he split.
Yeah, he doesn't want anything to do with this. He's just like, I'm going to get the Mega health. I'm going to feel safe over here until I hear you coming, which is going to be now. Initial rocket misses, but nothing misses for cha1n. He looks brilliant with his rockets. He's still got a hook left, but he still has Mega too, so no harm, no foul. Oh my god, cha1n narrowly avoids that. Lightning gun to follow. Is that light armor going to be taken? I think it was. Oh my god, Dramos turns it around somehow. cha1n just does not expect it. He was just so flaky with the last shots.
That's so ridiculous. Like, the entry into that fight there from cha1n was just really, really smooth. It was so sick on the way he pulled it off. There was so many opportunities, Zoot, where it could have been a kill. But it just doesn't come out at any given point. The fact he dies as well is the cherry on top of the cake here for Dramos. And that really could be the wake-up call that this man needed to get himself back in the game. Although cha1n will not allow that.
Dramos was really trying to line up the perfect rocket at the end, even though it wouldn't have got the kill. I mean, there was possibilities for doing an extra 100 damage. And if he does the extra 100 damage, he can challenge for the heavy armor. And now that heavy is gone, Dramos can only hope that he can make him play for Mega health, but it looks like he's given up on that too.
Oh, railgun coming across, going to land right onto Dramos and leave him very low. Mega being taken on the other side of things, though, for cha1n as he waits towards the armor, now starting to advance once again as we're past the 5-minute mark, over the halfway point, and there is a lead by 2 kills for cha1n, and he is fast on the aggression as well, trying to track down where his opponent has got to at this point as he bards his way around the map. He does have the 2 grapples to play with as well, and 1 back up in 10 seconds. A nice amount of weaponry to play with here, Zoot, so he is in a pretty tasty position, but can he bite down on his meal?
Missed initial shots. Mega's still up behind him. No need to commit. Got a lead after all. Heavy's not up for a while. Take a break.
Take a kicker.
Ooh, God, I thought he was going to slip off the map there, kind of Rafa's Edge style. Heavy up in a second. This is good LG from Dramos, actually. Really good LG. Use of rockets is flawless too. cha1n just sticking around a bit long. Maybe being a bit greedy, wanting to see what's happening with the heavy armor. Oh my god! Oh, that sound was... Oh, that was heart-wrenching for cha1n. That was... That was ludicrous.
That's so rough.
You expect to get maybe a bit of chip damage or,
Yeah.
you know, zone out or something like that. But no, he just gets a full-on frag, ties the game up completely, and he's got full... He didn't have to pay anything for that. He kept all of his stack. The biggest damage was losing a bit of super nailgun ammunition.
That is maddening as a frag. That will start to make your blood boil. cha1n, though, on the escape, trying to get himself out of there. No! Dramis!
Perfect.
Oh my goodness.
Leaving the Mega up there was such a good decision. He's got himself the lead at the moment. cha1n has got to dig deep and work hard to find a way to come back into this. Oh, he does hit a good rail. He's not going to be able to get onto the heavy. He delayed getting onto it. Misses the... Oh, he does hit a rocket, and the rail afterwards somehow fixes that when it looked like it was on the brink of disaster in a tied game. One rail, lightning gun after him. He's just bitten off more than he can chew there. And that mega health will go over to the Canadian. This is a close game now. I wasn't expecting it to go this way, but Dramos is giving us an exceptional performance.
Yeah, this is so much better. The overall matchup now looking really neck and neck between both of them as they're trying to keep it close. The aggressive plays look nice, though. The follow-up with the rail as he gets it down. Dramos is incredibly low when cha1n looks to try and finish him. He knows that there is blood in the water and this shark is swimming towards victory. If he gets this, he'll get an extra kill lead, bringing it up to an 8-6. It would make it so much harder for cha1n, but that time is gone. The ship has sailed. cha1n's been able to get away and reset himself. He finds the mega health, although this is where the next confrontation could occur, Zoot, as they catch up with each other.
Oh, they both do so much damage to each other. The piercing sight might have just gone up for Dramos. Yeah, he's just finished using it. I think he's decided against going in for a peek, but now cha1n wants to be aggressive. He knows that he's somewhat weak, but he's got to respect a little bit. The thing is, you know, right now, a lot of people would want to say, I want to play a really defensive game. It's so difficult to play a raw defensive game versus an Athena trying to make a comeback. You still have to be good on the items, good on the damage, and present on the map. Dramos keeps on hitting these rail shots. This might buy his way to success in map 2. There's the rocket and rail. 8-6. Can he take it home now?
Big boy plays coming through. Surely this is the end of days now for cha1n. So Dramos can split the series at this point 1-1 and leave it up to the decider. Break the day of 3-0s only. There is a minute left on the clock. cha1n would need 2 frags to equalize it and take it realistically into a sudden death position. Dramos, all he's got to do is survive. Attempting to burn down the clock as much as possible as he retreats, playing it safe. He does have the visor up as well, so if he wants to sniff him out and have complete clarity, he can. Pops the visor early on. Zoot gets into a position to try and go for a ferocious rail. Does back off. Holds the angle with the LG. It's an awkward fight to take, and there is not much time left for cha1n to do so.
Oh my god, the combo is so important. His defensive play has been good now. He has been able to get the damage out, even though he's not really stepping on the items. He's delivering with the A. That was a really silly good rail from cha1n, but he's got to keep up the pressure, and he's just given up a major item. I think that Mega buys Dramos the victory, and obviously all his stunning plays.
Yeah, this has got to be it now. There's no chance, really. You've got 9 seconds left. It could have been there. There was a small reality where that did come through. Instead, though, it is going to be 8 or a 9-6 half at the end there as he shuts it down. Dramos with a final killing blow as they walk away as the victor. That does mean, finally, one of the series of tonight is going to be going 2-1. Everything else we've had has been a 3-0.
Look at that 60% rail that we've got from Dramos. On top of
yeah.
That is so good. Obviously, playing visor is going to lend itself to being able to hit a couple of extra shots more cleanly. His control wasn't even that brilliant compared to cha1n, but that's because he's so mobile around the map. It's hard to really pin you down. I just think that the out-of-control damage from Dramos was exceptionally good, and now cha1n has declared a super nailgun allergy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what that was. The nail gun stuff was absolutely nutty when he went for the pre-fight. That was really quite just beautiful to see. On the receiving end of it, you probably would have been pretty startled.
Yeah, you kind of hate life during that moment. There was a lot of frags that were going either way. I feel like in the first half of the game, cha1n was maybe taking a couple too many risks. There were some fights like he went over to the rail room and he's expecting to get success here, but Dramos just goes in with 100% LG and manages to take him down. I mean, there's definitely a few instances where cha1n felt like he got ripped off in some of the fights.
Shortchanged, potentially, in some of the matchups that
I think that's
had.
a better way to put it.
this.
just you just don't really see that happening a lot. Off the
so
spawn,
raw.
sure, but that was just good anticipation and the perfect timing too.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I don't know. We've not really had much like that over the course of today.
No, we've not.
That was in its own caliber, and we've had a lot of really quite zany occurrences over the course of the day. That is just disgusting as well. The combos that were coming off today.
I'd put the nail stuff just because the situation itself, tying up the game in an important map for Dramis, and just I don't know, the situation was just so weird. I'd put that on top of one of my favorite frags of the day. I think Wenger also, you know, where he got bopped by base, but then he still managed to swing around and hit that rocket. Thought that was also silly good.
Yeah,
there was those frags are going to be in the highlights.
You'd hope so.
Yeah.
You'd assume so.
Actually, Wenger got loads of the highlights. That other one down at the floor where he somehow predicted exactly where base was going to move and got that little flick rail afterwards to the rocket. I mean, yeah, Wenger was hot today.
Yeah, Wenger was looking damn.
I mean, I've taken a tangent there, but
we've gone back in time, but that's fine. We'll make it work.
The USIS continues now.
The
it doesn't change and Dramis does.
Yeah. Well, what's crazy about it now though is the fact that finally it has been broken in terms of all the series going 3-0. We have a 2-1 on our hands, but to who will be the victor is now the question.
I mean, it's surely got to be cha1n, right? It would be so unusual if it wasn't. It would be a big upset if Dramos is actually able to take the victory over him. And I already think that cha1n is going to be slightly disheartened by it. But you know what? We're on map 3 now. We've got to get going. Got to put on your big boy pants and show us what you got.
Well, here we go. They've got to strap those boots up and do some damage. It's the last chance saloon here to see who is walking away as the victor. As we are in 20 seconds into the matchup already. Dramos versus cha1n on the third map.
Oh my god. Must have hit a little bit of totem damage there. What was that? Ran into a long-range rocket, and he's going to buy himself some space now to get himself to the heavy. Important. Dramos just been landing loads of those random outlier nails, rockets, rails.
And puppy dog's tails.
My control might slow down a little bit now. Oh, sorry, the game might slow down a little bit now because items have already been taken. We have to feel each other out. Position you're holding. Player spotted. Oh, he could have taken his time there. cha1n hadn't seen him for a moment. This now hurts.
Yeah, that was rough. There was the opportunity there where he could have been a silent assassin, been a bit of a hitman, but that was quickly taken away. And now there goes Dramos' life force, sucked out of him by the succubus that is cha1n.
Yeah, he'll feel a little bit better on that, having a good start. And now rendezvous up a heavy machine gun. But Dramos just keeps on hitting these rails. Can't find any momentum from cha1n because he's just shut down with these really good portions of aim that we've been getting from him. I wasn't hyping up his mechanical skill at all, but he's been delivering in buckets. Oh, cha1n gets himself a nice little double.
That's actually big as well, especially if there would have been the rotation out. The rocket would have killed him, but he'll still get one on the fadeaway as cha1n now goes 2-0.
He's not going to be a third. There's not going to be a third. That was third. That was third and it hurt.
Oh, the slower style.
Brick's worst enemy, just getting that damage in.
Oh, the turret. It's always rough. Oh, the lightning gun as well. It's so precise there on the movement, on the tracing above as he's going all in. The rocket barely making the connection with the splash damage to obliterate Dramos and get cha1n another kill on the board, Zoo.
Yeah, really good fight, actually. I thought it was a bit risky, but Dramos wasn't facing him enough to get that damage back. You know, if he did make this big double back, that would have been really impressive, but it was all about cha1n in that fight. And there's going to be heavy coming right back up. It's time to get that full control and to try and get some rewards from it. Watch out for some more totems are going down. He's just going to find him with the lightning gun in the air. That is going to be 4-0. Dramos does damage, but it's not enough. And he's going to get swept up on the way to the rockets.
cha1n just building himself a monumental lead already just moments into the game as he found 5 in 3 minutes. Has a complete arsenal of weaponry to work with as well. All the utility in the world that this man would want. Backs off and grabs the Mega to put himself into an even heightened position. Talking of height, he has the high ground to try and spam down and do some depth-defying damage on the man below. The Tri-Bolt's coming through. There goes the turret as well. The burst damage transferring an awful lot on towards Dramos. Luckily, he got a totem off to give himself a little bit of a clutch play.
Oh! That was good reaction from cha1n. Dramos, I like the angle that he picked, but he did not expect cha1n to react as quickly as that. 6-0. And you see, cha1n looks really locked into the game at the moment. I feel like he's stepping up compared to Molten Falls. I think Molten Falls maybe, I don't want to say it because we don't know if it's true, but maybe he just was a little bit presumptive and cocky in that. I know he's got some self-confidence in him, and I think he'll feel that he should be winning against Dramos, but it bit him in the butt.
Yeah, potentially so, but right now he definitely looks like he is off the chain as he's just absolutely unstoppable. That's the knock into the turret as well to get another kill coming through. 7-0 as we're nearing towards the 5-minute mark. Dramos, he needs to wake up. He's got to try and get into this one as right now he is sleeping.
And that was an aerial turret kill. What do we call those? We've got to have a term for them, you know? It's like, it's kind of a mid-air, but it's a turret mid-air.
A tall turret kill.
I like you're as bad as me as coming up with these things. Vote in chat. I'll check the VODs later and see. What the hell do we call that? There's got to be like something. You just say a turret mid-air. Come on, we need to do better than that. We're better as that than that as a community.
Well, let's see if he gets any more. It'll give us any more inspiration throughout the course of this one. As cha1n right now doing a very good job of being able to navigate his way around. The movement has been so precise. So are the predictions. The rocket is beautiful to get a bit of a knock up on the go. Charges straight in using his own aggressive rocket on the entry. Dramos so low, but somehow gets the kill. The survive was there. The will to win and the fight of Dramos is what saves his life.
I mean, I really loved cha1n's movement. That rocket jump was super sick. But Dramos just hugging that corner. Whoa! That was a steamroller coming towards the Austin Powers villain.
Oh, the really slow moving
one.
Yeah,
that rocket there just couldn't get out of the way. He was stuck on the side bit. Well, a little bit unfortunate for Dramos. Oh my god, there's just damage coming from every direction, it feels like. Now, cha1n's got to respect a little bit because Dramos has just suddenly found this crazy DPS from out of nowhere, seemingly. Oh, flick of LG. That's going to be double digits now for cha1n.
This is just crazy. The precision that's been coming out from cha1n has been so sickening to watch. At this point, they're fairly neck and neck in terms of the actual stack they've got left to play with until cha1n finds himself the extra arm. He's going to grab the extra health as well. And there's the big boy that he wanted, the heavy armor, to put himself straight back into the driving seat. You know what? He's actually going to take every single thing he can get his paws on.
And he wants the light armor, but it's just not allowed anymore. It's overstacked. Can't be that greedy. Now he can take it. No, it's fine. Let me just continue controlling everything possible. For the rail at the end, just always has something to say, and cha1n wants the health bubble, but is going to pay some respect. Oh my god, I thought the rail landed for a moment. What? Dramos is just quick fire. Can he get onto heavy? Oh. Rail will still get the kill for him. cha1n gets the 25 health bubbles. Could split the difference a little bit. The chance might be gone now as the LG's enough, and certainly the heavy gives him the resources required to stay alive.
That is so crazy. The fact he was actually able to fight through that and eventually find the kill as well in that position with the rail just whizzing by him. He does get the elimination and take him down. Now we're left here with an 11-1 scoreline. cha1n just soaring ahead and looking to get even more bang for his buck as he aggresses in, firing off those rockets, looking to try and get the kill as he spams down. He gets Dramos so incredibly low, switching out for the railgun as well. That's his final rocket gone, but it wasn't a connector. It was a Hail Mary that just whizzed by. He is being chased. It's like a lethal game of hide and seek where the winner gets a free kill. At this point, though, it seems like it should be going the way of cha1n as he gets the rail down, kills Dramos. There is no second kill going his way tonight.
Oh, this is brutal. Don't get distracted. I'll be sneaking up behind you. couple of totems that feels like I've been there for a while, but unfortunately not doing a whole lot. We get a rail at the end, but there's 2 minutes. This is coasting. This is cha1n on his way to 4 points, but only thinking what could have been on Molten had that darn super nail gun not gotten my way. The meddling nail gun.
It could have been a whole different storyline, but it was not meant to be.
There was a whole lot more than just the nail gun, but
that's
definitely a pivotal point in the game.
It's also the fact that cha1n is just sick right now.
Yeah. I just love it when his rails are on too. He can get some brilliant combo kills, and I honestly, one of the best railers in the world, in my opinion. But it's just sometimes when he tries to take it to the next level, there's a little too much reliance on it, where the punish can come in. If it's anything below peak performance cha1n rail, you know, you lose a vital weapon in your arsenal.
Yeah, it's stripped away from you very quickly. cha1n, though, this has got to be it. It's going to be going the way of a 2-1, surely, at this point. There's no chance, really. Just so much of a lead has been built up by cha1n as he's just accelerating to glory at this point. He's still looking to try and get a little bit more for his investment, though, as he wants to find another kill, potentially. He gets the tag off from the turret, so he has the read on where exactly Dramos is. Spots him out as they get close near each other. It's very awkward as they're giving each other a hug. Ooh. Switches out to the rail, won't get a chance to shoot it as he is blown to pieces, and there's only 30 seconds left on the clock now, Zoo.
Yeah, Dramos going to the bitter end, trying to eye up his opponent. See if he can get himself a couple more frags on the board of these last seconds. The comeback won't be a reality. But it's good to keep that target practice in. And turret not going to be much of an issue, so we've got heavy, and I think he might give one more rush. And try and get himself to 6 to make it a 10 frag difference, but just doesn't quite spot him on the sidelines. No telefrags. He's right next to him, almost the gauntlet. Oh, I think 16-5 is what we see right at the end of that. GG's to cha1n.
Yeah, going to be walking away as the champion there, 2-1, as finally we have a series being split tonight.
60% rail for cha1n. Almost 1,000 damage with the rail, but look, 50% with almost 1,600 damage. That's a lot of rail work for Dramos, but maybe a bit too much of a reliance on it. It's hard to break it down just from the stats, but I'm really glad what we saw from Dramos. Even though the last map didn't go to plan, I think he's given a really good account of himself throughout the series. And I think Molten Falls was